कलियुग अवतार साई भगवान। कलियुग अवतार साई भगवान। कृपा निधे दीनों के प्राण। कृपा निधे दीनों के प्राण। कलियुग अवतार साई भगवान। ईश्वराम्बनन्दन साई भगवान। भगवान भगवान साई भगवान। ईश्वराम्बनन्दन साई भगवान। अंतर्यामी साई भगवान। अंतर्यामी साई भगवान। करुणा सिंधु साई भगवान। पतिपुरीश्वर साई भगवान। पतिपुरीश्वर साई भगवान। कलियुग अवतार साई भगवान। कृपा निधे दीनों के प्राण। कलियुग अवतार साई भगवान।
तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ श्री भगवान् सत्य साई बाबाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सत्य स्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सत्य धर्मपरायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई वरदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सत्पुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सत्यगुणात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधुवर्धनाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधुजनपोषणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वज्ञाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वजनप्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वशक्तिमूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वसंग परित्यागिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वान्तर्यामिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई महिमात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री साई महेश्वर स्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रतिग्रामोद्भवाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रतिक्षेत्रनिवासिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई यशक्काय शिरडिवासिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई जोडी आदिपल्ली सोमप्पाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भारद्वाज ऋषिगोत्राय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तवत्सलाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अपान्तरात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री साई अवतारमूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वभयनिवारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई आपस्तम्भसूत्राय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अभयप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई रत्नाकरवंशोद्भवाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शिरडी साई अभेदशक्त्यावताराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शंकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शिरडी साई मूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई द्वारकामाई वासिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई चित्रावती तटपुट्टपर्ति विहारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई शक्तिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शरणागतत्राणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आनन्दाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आनन्ददाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आर्तत्राणपरायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अनाथनाथाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई असहाय सहायाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई लोकबान्धवाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई लोकरक्षापरायणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई लोकनाथाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई दीनजनपोषणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई मूर्तित्रयस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई मुक्तिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई कलुषविदूराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई करुणाकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वाधाराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वहृद्वासिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वपुण्यफलप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वपापक्षयकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वरोगनिवारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वबाधहराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अनन्तनुतकर्त्रणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई आदिपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आदिशक्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई अपरूपशक्तिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई अव्यक्तरूपिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई कामक्रोधध्वंसिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई कनकाम्बरधारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई अद्भुतचर्याय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आपद्बान्धवाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रेमात्मने नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रेममूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रेमप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई प्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तप्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तमन्दाराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तजनहृदयविहाराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तजनहृदयालयाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तपराधीनाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तिज्ञानप्रदीपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भक्तिज्ञानप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सुज्ञानमार्गदर्शकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई ज्ञानस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई गीताबोधकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई ज्ञानसिद्धिदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सुन्दररूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई पुण्यपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई फलप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई पुराणपुरुषाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अतीताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई कालातीताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सिद्धिरूपाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सिद्धसंकल्पाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आरोग्यप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई अन्नवस्त्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई संसारदुःखक्षयकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वाभीष्टप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई कल्याणगुणाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई कर्मध्वंसिने नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधुमानसशोभिताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वमतसम्मताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधुमानसपरिशोधकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई साधकानुग्रह वटवृक्षप्रतिष्ठापकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सकलसंशयहराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सकलतत्त्वबोधकाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई योगीश्वराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई योगीन्द्रवन्दिताय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वमङ्गलकराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई सर्वसिद्धिप्रदाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई आपन्निवारिणे नमः। ॐ श्री साई आर्तिहराय नमः। ॐ श्री साई शान्तमूर्तये नमः। ॐ श्री साई सुलभप्रसन्नाय नमः। ॐ श्री साई भगवान श्री सत्यसाई बाबाय नमः। बाबा साई बाबा, ओ बाबा साई बाबा, तीनों के दुख हरते बाबा, दीनों के दुख हरते बाबा, ओ बाबा साई बाबा, ओ बाबा साई बाबा।
The Supreme Omnipresent chose to manifest in a simple little known hamlet. Can the brilliance of that which gives brilliance to all be covered by the human frame? The child shone with unique brilliance of mind and heart, but yet the simple human mind cannot comprehend the infinite, can it? And hence he had to reveal himself. So, in an emphatic display of detachment, the little boy Satya threw his books and said, "I don't belong to you." Hidden in those words were the truth. I belong to you only as much as I belong to all. My work beckons me, he said, to embrace and be embraced by the love in the heart. He came. He came low to raise humanness to the heights it can raise. The day of calling had come. It was the 20th of October. The books, and with it the remnants of a garb of a human child, were cast away. Sitting in the serenity of a garden, sitting on a rock, he sang to the world the wake-up song. Manasa bhajare Guru Charanam, Dustara Bhavasagara Taranam. Your mind that is lost in the morass of worldliness, turn it to the feet of the Lord. The Bhavasagara that is so immense can only be described as an ocean, can be traversed with ease and depth. It was on this day the sweet little Satya gave way to the Supreme as Satya Sai. The pretty petals that are for the fancy of the moment were shed for the fruit, the purpose. What a glorious day! A day that is waiting to happen within when the petals of the name and form fall for the sweetness of the Atma to prevail. The Avatar Declaration Day is such a glorious moment waiting to repeat itself within each of us.
राम ही बाबा कृष्ण ही बाबा राम ही बाबा कृष्ण ही बाबा नरदेही नारायण बाबा नरदेही नारायण बाबा नरदेही नारायण बाबा नरदेही नारायण बाबा ओ बाबा साई बाबा ओ बाबा साई बाबा
The little boy became the Yugavatar, the tiny hamlet of Puttaparthi, the holiest of Kshetras. The world of spiritual aspirants began making a beeline to the dainty lotus feet. He was for all those who sought the world and relief, and for those who sought relief from worldliness. He taught us the joy in giving, the delight in detachment. He lent his name for men and women to come and work under. The Sri Satya Sai organization became a means to sanctify lives. The hospital, university, schools and projects became bowls for the butter that he held out. In the other hand, the stick of Atma Vidya he held. Today marks the glorious 82 years of the Avatar Declaration. It is the day of glory. It is the day divine. It is the day when Satya chose to become Sai.
Sairam, Chapter 18. Dear to the deprived and near to the needy. Difficulties are created to increase the yearning and to sift the sincere devotee from the rest. Baba. Adversity brings God closer. In Sri Mahabharata, the Pandavas completed their exile in the forest and safely returned home. Kunti Devi, their mother, was overjoyed. In gratitude, she bowed and offered salutation for Lord Krishna. He said, "My dear aunt, is there anything more you want? I will grant it." She answered humbly, "O Lord Krishna, it was only because my sons were undergoing unbearable hardship in the forests and living on roots and tubers. You were constantly with them and guarding them. Similarly, I can earn your support and protection, your sweet and intimate love, and your proximity only when I have been in difficulties. So I pray to you to grant me only hardships all the time." A similar incident connected to Sri Satyasai's life is worth recalling. Swami decided that in one particular year, summer classes would be held in Uti and took all the students there. When the classes ended and just before setting out for Bangalore, he told them, "As you have come all the way to Uti, go for sightseeing. Look around and enjoy all the beauty in God's creation." The students insisted that Swami should accompany them. Otherwise, they said they too would not go. Their idea was to get themselves photographed along with Swami in the scenic surroundings. Swami agreed and arranged bus transport to go to Dodabeta, a fine spot situated 8,000 feet above the sea level. He told the boy to go ahead and arrange to take photographs and that he would join them there soon. Sometime after they left, Swami left Nandanavanam for Dodabeta by car. After his departure, two young men came to Nandanavanam to see him. On learning that Swami was on his way to Dodabeta, they too left for Dodabeta on motorcycle. In their anxiety to reach in and in fact overtake Swami's car, they drove at high speed. Persons traveling with Swami in his car wondered, "Who are these boys? They're driving too fast. They must be rowdies." Baba corrected them. No, you should not rush to conclusions without knowing the facts. They are eager to have my darshan." At a turn on the road, the young men on the motorcycle came too close to Swami's car at a high speed. They lost control and fell down. Immediately, Swami had his car stopped. He went to them and wiped the dust and dirt off their bodies and gently reprimanded them. "My dear boys, are you hurt? Why are you driving at a high speed? You should not do such rash things. If you wanted to see Swami, you could have come to the Nandanavanam." The boys replied, "Swami, we very much wanted to see you. Now that we met with this mishap, we have got not only your darshan, but also your sparshan and sambashan too. If we had not fallen off like this, you would not have come so close to us. You would not have patted us on our heads so affectionately, and you would not have talked with us with such sweet intimacy. So, Swami, even if you give us any amount of hardship and adversity, grant us also your darshan, sparshan, and sambashan. In order to receive the bliss of this kind, we will be prepared to undergo any amount of suffering." After narrating this touching tale of love and compassion, Bhagavan Baba said, "God does not bestow as much closeness and love when you are comfortable and enjoying life, as when you are in trouble and suffering the pangs of adversity. In God's view of things, both suffering and happiness are equal. Those who love God with all their heart and soul will have no desires. There are any number of people who are ruined for lack of sincere faith, but there is not a single believer abandoned by God. None. None whatsoever.
I know. I too fear her. One morning, women devotees were entering the audience hall in Prashanti Nilayam to have darshan of Swami. They were observing due silence and were also walking in orderly lines. But a lady volunteer at the entrance was curt and rude in her manners and was using somewhat impolite words while trying to hustle them inside. Many women felt bad about her behavior. One of them was very much upset. While she came to Prashanti Nilayam to attain mental tranquility, she thought this insensate volunteer was causing more unrest in her mind. She decided to inform Swami accordingly. To her good fortune, Bhagwan Baba gave an interview to her along with some devotees, women devotees. She could have utilized a sublime opportunity to raise her personal issues with Swami. Instead, she chose to ventilate her grievance at the inappropriate conduct of the volunteer at the entrance. As soon as she set foot in the interview room, she burst out, "Swami, did you notice that lady volunteer on the woman's side who is talking too much and using harsh words? She is disturbing our peace of mind even in this holy place. Why did you have that volunteer posted on duty at the entrance, Swami?" As he heard this tirade, Swami, who was seated on his throne, bent slightly forward and said to her, "Bangaru, I will let you know a secret. I too fear her." The devotee was surprised but delighted and went into peals of laughter on hearing Baba's well-kept secret. The whole room was filled with laughter. Here is a meaningful spiritual lesson given by Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai to his devotees. He did not dismiss that volunteer in anger for a rough conduct. At the same time, with a simple, soothing word, he swept away the grievance of this genuinely hurt devotee and pacified her with his humor and love. Baba thus exhorts all his devotees: if you too face any problems or difficulty in life and get upset, recall my sweet words and jovial conversation and delight in them. Thereby you will be able to forget your grief or hurt more easily. Often did the devotee receive again rough treatment at the hands of the same volunteer at the entrance of the audience hall. But she could bear it with equanimity by simply recalling the sweet, disarming, and frolicsome words of Swami and happily laughing within herself. Whenever you are troubled by life's problems, recollect Swami's divine discourses, exhortations, parables, and tales. Your troubles will be swept away like dark clouds driven away by wind. This incarnation in human form of the eternal, universal, supreme reality, the personification of truth, awareness, and bliss, the embodiment of unbounded compassion, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai is showering divine bliss, Ananda, on humanity and enabling mankind easily to cross the difficult to cross ocean of birth and death. Right.
Sairam, 9 types of bhakti. According to Sri Mahabhagavatam, Sravam, hearing, Kirtam, singing, so he says, remembering 37, touching feet, 1 minute salutation, Archana, worshipping, saving, and Atmanivedam, surrender, are the 9 types of devotion to God. These are like steps and that lead by stages to reach and match with God. Let us consider an illustration that holds the mirror. This is where the experience of hundreds of thousands of devotees reached in Prashanti Nilayam. First of all, we hear quite a lot about Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai. We hear that Sri Sathya Sai stays in the holy places of Puttaparthi in Anantapur, where they give public audience morning and evening every day in the audience hall in Prashanti Nilayam. that he is clothed in a long robe of red color, that he wears a distinctive crown of black hair, and that he presents a magnetic divine vision to the onlooker. We also hear that the very sight of Bhagwan gives indescribable happiness, and that we can relieve every suffering by a mere touch or word. We hear that he can materialize any and everything by a mere movement of his divine hand, and that he can cure any diseases by his mere will. We hear hundreds of such experiences from all sides. This is especially Sarvan's hearing. Back home, the whole household will gather together and exchange notes and experiences. Have you heard this? Have you also heard about this miracle? This wonder, Sri Satya Sai Baba is God incarnate, they say. He's in an ocean of mercy. He is the embodiment of compassion and love. We recount instances of every such attribute, and in the process we sing his praises. This is the second stage, Kirtan. We are led to a strong desire to visit Puttaparthi someday and have Swami darshan. The mind fills with Swami. We remember Swami's divine leelas and mahimas, signs of divinity, and we are suffused with wonderment and anticipation, as well as intense pleasure. We dream of Swami while asleep. We think of Swami when awake. This is the third stage called Smarana. Then on the one blessed day we reach Puttaparthi. We go into the audience hall for darshan. Swami moves slowly towards a radiating flame-colored illumination and stops right in front of us. We forget ourselves in immense happiness. We salute him in a gesture of wishing at his lotus feet and touch our eyes with our hands, so blessed. This then is the fourth stage, Padasevam, touching feet. Swami graciously invites us into the interview room. Beaming with pleasure, we troop into the room and sit at his lotus feet. He sits on the throne very close to us. We look at him in unbelievingly wonder and rejoice at our good fortune. This is the fifth stage, Vandana, salutation. He placed flowers at the lotus feet of Bhagwan Sai Baba. Bhagwan tells us, Bangaru, I do not want these flowers that fade in no time. What I want is the other flower, your heart. When we hear Swami's melodious voice, 1,000 musical instruments sing in our inner consciousness. This is the sixth stage called Archana, worship. Then Bhagwan casts these cool, depressing looks at us and asks smilingly, enchantingly, Bangaru, what do you want? We reply, Swami, if you are kind enough to allow it, we will stay here serving you. He inquires, what will you do here? We say, we will do whatever you order, Swami. This is the seventh stage, Dasya, serving. After some conversation, we become more self-assured and bolder. We develop some closeness friendship with Swami. We tell him about our problems. Swami assures us, Bangaru, why fear when I'm here? I'm in your home. I'm always with you. I'm ever by your side. You will find me within sight whenever you need me. I will protect you at this all times. This close companionship gives us a lot of self-confidence and courage. This is the eighth stage, Sakya, friendship. After some days, Bhagwan again asks us, what do you want? We have reached where we are able to reply, Swami, I need nothing. I'm completely yours. Use me as an instrument. I am merely incidental, a mere tool in your hand. This is the ninth stage, Atmanivedam, surrender. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai says, first I will give you whatever you ask for. Later I make you ask what I have come to give you. Om Shri Satya Sai Parabram Paramatmane Namah. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Sairam, conclusion. The sacred life story of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, Lord of the Universe, incarnation of the Universal Absolute, embodiment of boundless mercy, succor of the afflicted, is now complete. No, it is never complete. It is continuing, it is unending. May the personification of truth, awareness, and bliss confer every blessing on all the worlds. As I pray to him with all my heart and soul, I respectfully offer this Divya Pustakam, that is holy book, Tapovanam, which reflects Swami's divine glory at his divine lotus feet. Om Sri Satya Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. That is the end of chapter 18. Benediction, that is Phalashruti. Parayanam of this holy book brings the beatific divine form of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba to the reader's mind with the abundant grace of Bhagavan. His divine name dances on his tongue and lips. Baba said once, the gardener orders the laborer to dig. The laborer just obeys and digs on. It is for the gardener to decide how much of the material should go to each plant. Similarly, my order is that you perform Namasmaran and Rupadhyan. That is mental repetition of the name and the meditation of the form. You go on with your task. It is my job to see where and how much to allocate the fruits thereof. Let us concentrate on implementing Baba's command in earnest. It is for him to rescue us from the crushing wheels of the cycle of birth and death. Swami's supreme divinity, Swami's boundless compassion, and Swami's unfathomable love, displayed time and again in incident after incident, overwhelm us with astonishment, yearning, and also supreme happiness. We soon develop a sense of non-attachment, that is Vairagya Bhava, as we realize that everything lies in the hands of the all-controlling Baba and that we are merely toys in his divine hands. It frees us from the bonds of worry and beset our lives. In due course, it leads us to realization of self, that is Atma Sakshatkar. It is an established fact that the choking mesh of deeds of past lives, karma bandhanam, is torn aside if we sing in praise of Bhagavan with full throated ardor, that is kirtan. If we incessantly meditate on Swami and if we do unremitting service to Swami and in his name, Sri Satya Sai Bhagavan transcends every other god. Therefore, people professing any faith, people from any state, country, or land, indeed, the entire humanity may read his holy book. Swami says, if you are a Christian, be a good Christian. If a Muslim, be a good Muslim. I have come not to divert you from your faith, but to build up strong faith in your own religion. Sai faith is nothing but harmonization of all the faiths and to stress the interconnection of the basics of all major religions of the world. That is Sarva Mata Dharma Sammadham is Sai Matham. Accordingly, devotional reading of the sacred book strengthens a person's belief in divinity and faith in his own religion. Thereby, he will be inspired to adhere to the right path, the path of divinity. After reading about Sri Satya Sai's divinity, people from hundreds of countries pray, Swami, kindly give us too the exhilarating experience of witnessing instances of your divinity. They receive Baba's blessings in ample measure. They forget themselves as they are showered with Bhagavan's compassion and love. This is a fascinating process going on every moment all over the world in this age of Kali Yuga. This is an open secret, a divine secret known to everyone. One may master the Vedas and Upanishads, but to understand bhakti is no easy task. This life story of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba is a Veda about the Veda Purusha, the divine, to whom all Vedas are dedicated. Reading of this Veda makes it all the easier to understand the essentiality of bhakti, which is love of God. Whoever reads or listens to the life story morning and evening with unyielding devotion will attain everything beneficial in life and also will get relieved from the cycle of births and deaths quite easily. That being the case, it goes without saying that worldly problems one faces in life are resolved automatically by the grace of Bhagavan. There is absolutely no room for doubt that Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba will shower on his devotees compassion and love and bless them with earthly happiness and spiritual ananda. Baba says, "How can I fail to remember one who always remembers me?" He also said, "Janma karma chame divyami." My life and my work are divine. Let us read the sacred life story of Bhagavan again and again. Let us remember him over and over again. Let our devotion invite Bhagavan's favor. Let us witness the glorious spectacle of the entire world suffused with Bhagavan's love. Let us attain immortality. Sai Ishvara Srayo Martyo Satya Dharma Parayana Papa Vyadi Vishuddhatma Yati Satya Sanatanam. Jai Sai Ram. Hail the glory of Lord Sai. Jai Sai Ram. We have to do the aarti. Kritika, we have to do the aarti now.
मथुरा माया काशी कांची अवंती द्वारकापुरी तुल्यातीत श्री पुट्टपर्ति शुद्ध सिद्ध मुक्ति भुक्ति प्रभाव क्षेत्रांतरंग सुशोभित शोभा विलासा गोधूलि दूसरित सुंदरांग चित्त चोरा अत्याश्चर्य अघटन घटना सामर्थ्य नित्य विभूति लीला विभूति उभय विभूति नाथा श्रीरंगनाथा श्री वेंकटनाथा श्री वैद्यनाथा श्री स्वामीनाथा श्री षण्मुखनाथा श्री साईनाथ देवादिदेव देवा जय विजयी भवा। पुट्टपर्ति चक्रवर्ति सच्चिदानंद श्री दशरथ राम सीता राम कोदंड राम मारुति राम सुंदर राम आत्मा राम पट्टाभिराम श्री साई राम नित्यानंद प्रेमानंद ब्रह्मानंद परमानंद ज्ञानानंद हृदयानंद आत्मानंद नित्य कल्याण जाज्वल्य नित्य श्री नित्य मंगल सर्वमंगल सौभाग्य प्रदायक भगवान श्री सत्य साई स्वरूप स्वामित्व वात्सल्य सौशील्य सौलभ्य अनंत कल्याण गुणगणौक महार्णवा जय विजयी भवा। सुचित्र साई भुजगेन्द्र साई नंदांग साई कमलांग साई क्षीराब्धि साई वटपत्र साई श्रीरंग साई श्री सत्य साई स्वरूप आत्मलिंगोद्भवकरा ज्योतिर्लिंगोद्भवकरा प्रेमलिंगोद्भवकरा स्वर्णलिंगोद्भवकरा रम्यलिंगोद्भवकरा नादलिंगोद्भवकरा नादीलिंगोद्भवकरा श्री साई लिंगेश्वरा श्री शिरडीश्वरा पत्तीश्वरा परमेश्वरा जगदीश्वरा महेश्वरा विश्वेश्वरा सर्वेश्वरा श्री साईश्वरा अखिल जगदाधारा अखिल जगत् स्वामिन् अस्मत् स्वामिन् अशरण्य शरण्या श्रीमन्नारायण अखिलांड कोटि ब्रह्मांड नायका सत्य धर्म शांति प्रेम अहिंसावतारा श्री सत्य साई स्वरूप नेत्रानंद नित्योत्सवा नित्य कल्याण सर्वमंगलाकार सर्वभूत दयापर सार्वभौमा साई रामा सत्य साई रामा जय विजयी भव जय विजयी भव जय विजयी भव
ఏ గుణము గణించి ఏ గంటలో నాడు ప్రహ్లాదు పాలింప పరమ పురుషుడు ఏ గుణము గణించి ఏ గంటలో నాడు కరి కాచిడి తరి కమలనయుడు ఏ గుణము గణించి ఏ పెంచెలో నాడు వేదకు చేరువ వేద చరితుడు ఏ గుణము గణించి ఏ పెంచెలో నాడు ధ్రువ కుమారుని సాక వైకుంఠవాసి ఆ గుణం గణించి అమరవంజుడు ఆప్తజనులను పాలించు అనాథనాథ్ శ్రీలోకనాథ్ శ్రీనాథ్ ఆ గుణం గణించి అమరవంజుడు ఆప్తజనులను పాలించు అనాథనాథుడు श्रीलोकनाथ श्रीनाथ लोकनाथ సచ్చిదానందమూర్తి సచ్చిదానందమూర్తి పుటపర్తి సత్యప్రభ
Swami says, Avatarinchita yantulo arthamemi. Why does God manifest? For what does God manifest? And then Swami tells in one of his writings, he says, do you think God manifests to destroy the evil? Swami says, no. Why does the cow produce milk? It is not for you to make coffee and have. Right? You do that also, but that is not the purpose why the cow produces the milk. The cow produces the milk for the calf. And Swami says, similarly, when an avatar comes, so many other things happen. Dharma Stapana happens, the evil get destroyed, and probably somebody gets rewarded, some institutions get built, somebody gets education, somebody gets cured. But the avatar does not come for that. Swami said, those are all the other things that you do with milk. What is that which the avatar comes for? Swami says, Janulapai Priti Vatsalya Paratatoda. He says he comes armed with two kinds of love. He says Priti and Vatsalya. Priti is interpersonal love, right? You have the love between two people. And Vatsalyam is the love that a mother has for the child. We all know God loves, right? We have no doubt about that. But does he love me? The avatar comes for that, to build that one-on-one relationship with each one of us. And that is why he specifically says, equipped with Priti and Vatsalya I come. So that you look at me and say, this is my Swami. Whatever is mine is his.
Sairam, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for this conclusion of the Parayanam. We are going to start our reflection part, which is going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. Kirti, I hope you let us know when we're supposed to end. We're going to start with, we have 3 questions planned for tonight. The first question, Kirti, do you have a slide or should I just say it? Okay, the first question is, what is your favorite episode in the book and why? So some of us have been here for all of the nights. Some of us have been here for a few of the nights. So what is your favorite episode in the book and why? Anybody have an idea? I think that I like that. I too fear her. That today was a really good one. That was funny. Swami's humor and how he has made many jokes about people that work for him and stuff. But anyway, that was a fun episode. Anybody else? What is your favorite episode in the book and why? Anyone?
Yeah, Sairam.
Sairam.
Radhika here. Yeah, I have noted down. Actually, chapter 14 and the page 245, I love the most because it states, be happy. That is the only thing I ask for.
Yeah.
This is to John Sinclair. Swami said, I have given lots for you. Will you give Swami what I ask from you? He was ready and Swami said, I just want you to be happy. So this should be practiced in life. That's what I feel. Selfless love, that strikes my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Always be happy and be selfless. Maya, you want to say?
He always says when you go ahead.
Yeah, Mala can say. Mala.
For me, it's Mala. It's chapter 14. It's about the Indra Devi, how she believed in Baba after 6 years. And the locket, which was telling us about the spiritual internet. So at that time, only Swami was using the internet. So, and what I take away, it's a bit like Radhika, be happy always.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sairam.
Sairam. Yeah, even when, everybody says happy birthday to Swami, for his birthday, Swami always says the day that you become happy or the day that you are happy is when the real birthday is, correct? So yes, be happy. Anybody else? What is your favorite episode in the book and why?
Actually, this book we have read many times, but every time you have to approach it with freshness again, as if you're not read it at all. Then only you get the benefit of the book. And every time you have to wonder what will I take away from this book today. And I felt, especially in the last few chapters, when he said that I don't want Sharanagati. That means you don't need to sacrifice anything. You only have to do Namaswaran. That Namaswaran also, he says, do it only for 5 minutes in a day. Just take your favorite form. Just take a favorite name. Just repeat the name for 5 minutes. He's not asking for anything else. Just 5 minutes of Namaswaran. That's all we need to do. We don't need to read complicated text. We don't need complicated mantras where your tongue has to touch the top or the upper lip and the down lip and all those pronunciations. You only have to say Om Sai Ram 5 minutes every day, and you're through. That's what I got from this book today. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Ruma, did you want to say something?
Yes. Yeah. I like the chapter 9. Why fear when I am here? And the reason is because our life is always not, like this, so many distraction, like, calm, like, it's always something, what can I say, sometimes good, sometimes bad, So when you surrender to Swami, in my experience, it's always he is, omnipresent. He is protect us and get away from all the, distraction or anything fear come to our heart.
Correct. Thank you. Yes, the more we read, the more we understand, it becomes, I wouldn't say easier, but we understand why we need to surrender and why we need to start accepting it all, right? As the more we read, and what was said before too. Yes, this book can be read many times, and only this book can be read for the rest of your lifetime, and it still is not going to be enough. But yes, good start. Anyone else? What is your favorite episode in the book? Maybe we can move on. Sorry, go ahead.
It's Ratna here. I think I like everything because every chapter, you learn something new. But the thing, he can set you right. He loves you. He loves you very much. He gives you a lot of love, but he can set you right too. Like, for example, he came in the train to that man who didn't want to listen to him and kind of slapped him in all directions. I laughed and I said, so he can give you love, but he can give you, hiding too, because he didn't listen to him. Whatever he was, Baba Swami was telling him, he didn't believe and kept on saying his wife is no good. And then we learned something from there. So if you don't listen to him also, like a father, he will set you right.
Correct. Yes. Good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. Yes. Kamala, you want to say something? We can't hear you.
The book is very interesting, and I think it's very difficult to choose which is the favorite one. But then I've chosen.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We've lost. Can't hear you.
Now? Can you hear
Now
me
it's better. Yeah, it's better.
Okay, being a Navratri, I just chose chapter 5, Ayuda Puja, because there is telling us how we can, even the 6 evil tendencies of which engulf us and which stops us from our spiritual path can be converted into something positive. And it can turn all those emotions into positive emotions towards God.
Mm-hmm.
I like that part of it because it's easy to practice. One by one also you can practice it, and then you can progress in the spiritual path.
Correct. Okay, good. Anyone else? Thank you. You
I
came.
removed this Shekhar actually on Ruma's phone.
Yeah.
I mean, I was this question is actually for me it is a very tough question, and I'll tell you why. Because when you read the book, I mean, this is the second time actually. I read it some time back, and then we just went over it again. Not all the chapters with Ruma, but some of them. But my problem is, I find it very hard to actually take one particular chapter or one particular section and say, this is the one I like. I mean, trust me, I mean, anything I go through with this, the whole book, I mean, everything is so appealing. I mean, I can certainly say that the significance of Namasmarana, that makes a huge difference to me, because this is one question that I really enjoy. Because, this is what Swami has been saying, that this century, this age, I should say, the Namasmarana is the only way. You might not do anything, but if you constantly have the Lord's name in your prayers, and if you can, obviously bhajans and everything else all together, this is what it is. So that is one chapter, and then again, obviously the chapter 17 where it says Manav Seva is Madhav Seva. So that is also another thing that really appeals to me. But honestly, I find it very difficult to actually pinpoint one particular chapter and say that this is what I like. I mean, no. I mean, I actually like the whole book. All chapters have a deep, profound meaning for me. That's what.
Right. Okay, yes, that the whole book is full of, thoughts and ideas that we can use in our spiritual life. And I was just listening to something this morning, and, as you were all saying, that Swami was saying that there's 3 things to do to bring spirituality into your life. He said, always think of me, which is your Namasmaran, your true nature. Whatever you do, think of it as God's work. So no matter what we're doing during the day, and also to dedicate everything we do, all the work to him, very simply put, and that this has been reflected in the book as well. Should we move on to the second question? Do you have any experiences similar to the ones from Tapovanam that was shared by the writer? As we all know, this is a Satcharitra written by a devotee. So does anybody else have any experiences that you can kind of relate to that was shared in the book? Anyone have any experiences? Nobody's feeling like sharing today with this question. Okay. All right, then we can move on to the third question.
Sairam.
Yeah.
It is a bit personal, but still I can, this reference, chapter 16, the oppressed are my children. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Go ahead.
So in that chapter, Sri Kasturi, principal of college, and Anantappa and all those things come, and that Anantappa's son-in-law in the train, he experiences that Swami is everywhere. I mean, that orange illumination, that part. Some years back, I went through a surgery, very personal. So I went into the OT. That time there is nobody to you. All your kit and kin is not with you, only Swami. And throughout the moment they gave me the anesthesia, I could feel that orange robe and the full illumination throughout. And when I came out, I was singing the bhajan. And I was fully cured about, nothing. Everything was clear in a sense. So this experience, whenever I read this, I have read this Satya Sai Tapovanam many times. So, okay. But whenever I read this chapter, I always relate that incident and that illumination of Swami. Swami is everywhere. That's all. It's all like, like it's not that even material, immaterial. It's not that, a Swami is everywhere. It's not that, see, you are there, I am there, the computer is there. Everything belongs to Swami, and it's all orange and it's all illumination. So this is something I thought I would just share with you. Like,
thank you.
Sai.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Yes, that is for sure. Coming to that realization constantly is the challenge, right? To be able to see and feel that all the time. Okay, last question. What is one takeaway that you could reflect upon in your day-to-day life? I know we've talked about a few things already. Some of you've already mentioned you like this chapter because, which is very similar, the first question, but can anybody who hasn't maybe answered yet, someone who's participated in many of these evenings, what is one takeaway that you could reflect upon in your day-to-day life from the readings? Anyone?
Since nobody saying anything, I'll just say something. I think you can find the time every day to spend, like he says, even 5 minutes to spend the time reading his name. We find that through reading this book, which was about 19-20 days, basically spending 30 minutes every day. You kind of look forward for the time. You look forward when you learn something new, and together with everybody, we just made we can do it if we want to. That's what I learned.
Yes, and given, and thanks to Swami for this opportunity and the devotional team for putting this together, especially to finish it on such a special evening with the Navaratri happening and Swami's Declaration Day. It's a very special day, so it is nice to be finishing it up today. Anyone else? Anyone else? Take away? Okay.
We can, as Swami said, he talks to each one of us individually.
Yes.
That all of us must have realized by now. Everybody is Swami's child. Swami talks to them individually. Swami guides them individually, and with that affection and that love which he shows on us, I think we should realize that we are never alone. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, and we're all on our own pathways and we deal with this in our own ways. And having been part of this, we're all very thankful. Is that good, Kirtiha, or did you want to move on?
That's good. I think time-wise it's good too. Thank you, Saira.
Okay. Thank you, Saira.
Manas bhajare guru charanam dushtara brahma sagar taranam. Manas bhajare guru charanam dushtara brahma sagar taranam. Bhajare Guru Charanam Dushtara Bhava Sagar Taranam. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah Om. Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Aruna Shiva. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Aruna Shiva. Baba Omkaram, Baba Omkaram, Baba Om Namo Baba. Manasya bhajane Guru Charanam, Dushtara Bhava Sagar Taranam. साईनाथ सद्गुरु गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय साईनाथ सद्गुरु जय जय भजरे गुरु चरणं दुस्तर भव सागर करणम्
Om Shri Sai Ram, everyone. Thank you for attending today's program, and thank you so much to the devotional team and all those that recited this devotional book, this wonderful opportunity to celebrate the advent of our Lord. I wanted to just reflect as a concluding remark something that Baba has told us about the whole purpose of his advent. In his Divine Discourse on April 28th, 1999, Baba reminds us why we should make the best use, of his presence in our lives. He says, in this world, trees, rivers, and cows help others without any trace of selfish motive. They do not expect anything in return. Without trees, rivers, and cows, the world cannot exist. In fact, it is they that sustain it. But the irony is that man does not make any effort to help and serve others. The spirit of sacrifice evident in them is absent in man today. He spends all his time fulfilling his selfish desires and does not even give even a moment for doing good to others or helping them. Sai Avatar has incarnated in this Kali age with the divine mission of making every individual realize his relationship with the community and ultimately with divinity. What is spirituality? That which destroys man's animal nature, nurtures humanness, and finally transforms him into a divine being. That is spirituality. Worshipping, singing devotional songs, and performing rituals are acts of secondary importance. They cannot be identified with true spirituality. The word Sai spells out to the world the significance of transformation at 3 levels. The letter S stands for transformation at the spiritual level. A for transformation at the association or social level. And I for transformation at the individual level. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वप्रचोदयात्। शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
आसतो मा सद्गमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्योर्मा अमृतौ गमया।
ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा। ॐ जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्व प्राणपते स्वामी सर्व प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा। ॐ जय जगदीश हरे मातपिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्रशयन। ॐ जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी ओ साई महादेवा सत्य साई महादेवा मंगलहारति अंदुको मंगलहारति अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा। शांति शांति शांति। Supreme
all the beings in all the worlds be happy. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. Peace, peace, peace.
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की